How y'all doing? What's going on? How y'all doing? What's going on? We are here today because it is so much going on in the industry. We got to talk about. Yeah, I'm out of breath. I just ran, but I'm here. So how you guys are doing tonight? We are here on the late night clip. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for showing up and showing out. Let me know if you guys can hear me by pressing that 5. Hit that 5 so I know my audio is working. All right. Is it working? Do you guys hear me? Do you guys see and hear me? Okay. Ooh-wee. I tell you what, it is so much going on out here in these streets. My goodness. Beyonce sitting with Trump. Oh my God. Her Trump daughter, that is. And everybody and their mama got something to say about it. Ooh, Candace Owens. She is not believing none of that Charlie Kirk stuff. She said the devil is a lie. She said she's gonna get down to the bottom of this. And Camron, I don't know if you guys know about him, but he stood up for women today. Y'all need to give Camron a big round of applause. He stood up for women. He protected women today. I got the video footage and it speaks volumes what he did. And Dame Dash and Charlemagne the God. When I tell you that was so nasty and evil what they got going on, I guess black men ain't gonna never get along, are they? Is black men never gonna get along? I doubt it. But we are here to talk about it all. Also, we got some other updates about Charlie Kirk. You guys know if you talk ill about him, you will get fired. So many people have been getting fired and crying about it online. And it's just a mess out here in these streets. And I'm here to talk to you guys about it all. But we definitely need the likes to get up. So if you guys can please smash that like button. Hit that like button. Woo, hit that like button, y'all. We need y'all to smash that like button. You hear me? All right. So let's start. Let's start where we starting from. So I want to put this on the screen. Let you guys know that remember when Beyonce, she got her stuff stolen from her? They found out who the guy is. Okay, it says Atlanta Hold'em Beyonce hard drive thief. This is the dude that was stealing all her music. Remember, it was Beyonce dancer and hairstylist. I don't know, some gay dudes. They left and went to the restaurant or they were going out to a club and they left a vehicle, Beyonce vehicle in Atlanta, knowing that the crime is high. And someone broke in it and stole her music and stuff. You all remember that? Well, this is a guy that was stealing it. Ain't a bum, a whole bum out here in these streets. Okay. So yeah, just want to put you guys on game with that. People are saying, lock him up. He sold it for some sugar boogers. Looking at this mug shot, he did nothing with it. He just sold it. All right. So people are just saying he sold it. He looked like a bum. Oh, these are the Black Kings, honey. These are the Black Kings. It says OMG Beyonce team robbed in Atlanta. Thieves made off with unreleased music, set list. That was back in the day. Hopefully they retrieved everything. All right, so let's go with the Camron. So this is what happened with the Camron show today. I want you guys to check it out.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, what you wish that? I love you. What a guy. I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. My bad.
Arabia, is that a real background?
Hey, Stack, could you stop?
Yes.
Can you stop smiling? It's you. Arabia is...
Nah, yo, bro, some G, yo, bro. Some G shit, we gotta have boyfriend here, yo.
Oh, shit.
I told you that.
My bad.
Like, it's all, like, okay, we guess we can move on to football, then.
Stat. Oh, my God.
Just that. Let's do the football. I guess that answered the question about Floyd. When I see you taking off some time...
I'm mesmerized by Stat. I did not know you looked that good in person.
My bad, bro.
You're amazing.
All right, hey, we gonna have to ask you to go, my nigga. We gonna have to ask you to go, man. I'm gonna pay you for your time, for being. I appreciate you. But I love you, my nigga.
I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, no. I can't. I asked you the first time. I don't have no problems with you. But I'm gonna pay you for your time. But you can't violate, bro. I told you that.
I'm not, though. I'm not.
Nah, I told you niggas boyfriends are here. You know when my brother
shit,
know that.
My bad, bro. My bad.
Nah. But I appreciate your time.
It's me.
Well, if you want to wait for us outside, you could. But I'm not gonna sit here and not value your time either. You want to wait for me? You could, but I appreciate it, bro. You gotta step out. Yeah, no problem.
Good in person.
All right, I give him a round of applause. Come on, a black man finally protecting a sister out here in these streets. What do you guys think about Cam? Do you guys give Cam a round of applause? Press 2. If you are going to give Cam a round of applause for protecting that woman, you guys see she was being harassed on the job. He was making it uncomfortable. He kept on flirting with her. After they told him to stop doing it, he kept doing it. Press 10 if you feel like Camron overreacted and it was not that serious, okay? Because everybody feels differently. Kavan said that was so creepy, wasn't it? And can y'all please like the video? I ask you guys again, let's get these likes up. We need the likes up, y'all, okay? We need the likes up. Hit that like button, smash it, baby. All right, so yeah. So I went on TikTok and I wanted to see what the people had to say about this. And I want you guys to check it out. And feel free to hit that link to come up here. If you have anything you guys want to say about it, check this out.
You stop. You.
Nah, yo, bro, some G, yo, bro, some G shit. We got to. That boyfriend here, yo.
Oh, shit.
I told you that.
My bad.
Like it's all like. Pause the show for a minute. Like I love your energy and the shit.
My bad.
Your energy good, but it gotta be a limit with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? All right. Yeah. And trust me, I love you. You know you my brother. I'm just saying it was cool, but her boyfriend here.
Cam just checked me.
Nah, you my brother. I'm just saying, like, yo, what type of brother? What type of brother I'm gonna be if her boyfriend here and you like it's of course you know stat look good, but it gotta be a limit, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta stop that shit.
Yeah, it's all good. All right. Sorry about that, Nick.
I'm all right.
All right. Sorry about that. And I ain't trying to come at you, but that's my sister too. So,
yeah.
All right, yo.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll bring Arabia back in.
And just another thing, I see the whole Camron and Adrien Broner thing going on. I will say this, because I see the discourse going around, and I want to make this clear, because the women are saying, oh, that's how women. Ladies, you are right, but I also want to make the point that the men are right as well. Unless I miss my mark, Camron knows his moderator quite well. His moderator's boyfriend, as Cam said, is like, bro. Cam also knows Adrien Broner, so keep this all in mind what I'm talking about. The men have been saying that when it comes to protecting women, yes, they're going to step into those situations with the women that they know when it's out of line. Adrien Broner was clearly out of line, drunk or not. The moderator was clearly uncomfortable. Well, I also will say this. The whole situation, Cam was right. Adrien Broner was
Child, if you don't hurry up and get to the damn point, boy.
out of line. Cam should have corrected because he knew his homeboy. He was out of step, and he was standing in line for his brother, who probably wanted to say something but knew Cam and was online. And he wasn't going to risk their money. However, I will say to that young, black, beautiful woman this one point, and I want to say this to all my women. The giggling and all that, I'm not saying you're wrong, but because I know I've had women in my life enough.
Damn, this man can't just spit it on out. Clearly, he got an issue with women giggling. Well, goddamn, she can't control how she feel. It's nervous. People laugh when they're damn nervous. A stop should be a stop, okay? It's just the end of the day. If a motherfucker say stop, then you stop. Somebody don't stop. I don't give a damn if she giggled, she did a cartwheel. Stop, motherfucker. Okay.
To know that some of you laugh nervously and some of you laugh also when you're intrigued. And I know well enough to know that the same laugh and intrigue that a girl would give a dude she's actually into, when she's nervous and uncomfortable because she feels threatened, she'll do the same thing. And some way, somehow, we kind of got to get y'all out of that, because that could send a dude not making it okay. But it doesn't send the signal that you want. Sometimes that firm face, that firm reaction, that body language sends that message.
Shut the fuck up. Because when women do have a firm body language, then what? You gonna throw a drink on their ass? Then you gonna want to fight them because you and your bitch ass feelings? Okay? Or you gonna call them a stupid bitch? I ain't want your ass anyway, stuck up hoe. You know? So please, whether they do it or whether they not, just learn, leave women alone, okay? I don't give a damn. Leave her ass alone. Especially if you heard somebody say stop. That's all it should take. That's all it should take is a damn stop. That's it. All this stuff and circling around, boy, bye. Can y'all please like this video? I shouldn't have to keep on asking y'all to like the video. Damn. Can we please get more likes on here?
So all in all, while y'all making this commentary about this and that and who was right, I just want to make sure we add in context to it. Because Cam knew Adrien Broner. He knew the boyfriend in the back. He knew his moderator. These weren't strangers on the street. So when y'all doing this discourse, let's not act like it was that.
Hey, kudos to Camron. That's how you supposed to handle it. And you know what I'm saying? I think handled it well. I feel like she was a little nervous. She honestly didn't really know what to do in the situation when Camron took over. But I'm not gonna get in here and say the same thing that everybody else said. Yeah. In the same breath, can you blame maybe? Like, I'd been there too. Like, God, who? She got a what? A boyfriend. Shit, I got a goldfish at the crib too. I thought we were talking.
Oh, it just let y'all know y'all nothing but horse. And it let you know, okay, he said, I got a girlfriend too, but it don't mean anything. You guys have no morals. Your word mean nothing. What's the point being in relationships for? All y'all gonna do is cheat on each other, lie to each other, and betray each other. That's all y'all do. That's all y'all do. And he think this shit is cute. Child.
That shit that don't matter. You feel me? Stat is like that. You don't know. Look. I would have been, damn, I'm in love. Camron kicking Adrien Broner off his show for constantly over complimenting Treasure Wilson was so wholesome, so authentic, and by far the realest thing I've seen on the internet in 2025. Let's take a look. You look so good in person.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey,
what you wish that? I love you. What a guy. I'm sorry. My bad, y'all.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Arabia, is that a real background?
Hey, Stat, could you stop smiling? Can you stop smiling?
Arabia is...
nah, yo, bro, some G, yo, bro, some G shit. We got to. My boyfriend here, yo.
Right. Now pay attention. You notice he violated the first time Camron asked him to stop, but he kept going. No sexual discipline at all.
You taking off some time.
I'm mesmerized by.
And let's be for real. This is business. She come here to do a job. Okay? When you are talking to somebody as business and doing a job and we're doing an interview, that lets you know he disrespects her. He sees her as a sex object. Do you think this man really want to honor her and do right by her? Press 1. Hell no. He want to freak on you, ho. He don't like you. He just want to have a good time with you. Okay, that's all it is. All it is lust. And I don't understand how some of y'all, somebody can blow your head up because they want to freak you. Hell, damn, that shows a lot. That does not do anything for me. Shit, niggas been one for, that don't mean a damn thing. Okay? That don't mean shit. Maybe I was intrigued when I was 16 or 17. Honey, after 17, that shit didn't phase me no more. Y'all are too damn grown to be phased by somebody that want to freak on you. Hell, he wouldn't even buy your ass a damn cheeseburger or a crystal snack, but you so happy go lucky because he want to F on you. Child.
This nigga here, bro.
I did not know you looked that good in person. My bad, bro. You're amazing.
All right, hey, we gonna have to actually go, man. We gonna have to actually. I'm gonna pay you for your time. He didn't disrespect him. He didn't make him feel less than like he tried to make Treasure feel, or at least her boyfriend. But what he did was properly escort him out of an environment he was not prepared to be in. When you come into professional settings, it's going to be beautiful women everywhere. And those beautiful women may have husbands, boyfriends, LGBTQ partners. You never know. So you must leave your personal attitude and mentality at home and allow yourself to be as professional as you can. Camron just pulled off one of the most classiest, realest escorts of a disrespectful man.
And I like this brother because you tell him right. Can we give applause? Yes, Camron. Come on. And I don't even care for him. But woo, he did good. All right, so let's move on to our next topic and let you guys know this video will be available at the Party Crashers Unite. You guys know I have multiple YouTube channels that I'm trying to build. So if you guys want to support, I appreciate it. And I want to know too, what do you guys like about this style? So different YouTube channels, what I do is I do I put a whole bunch of videos together that's talking about the same topic, okay? I just thought it would be more interesting. What do you guys think? Do you guys like this setup that I have here? Comment, let me know. And you see I got different women talking about it. I got white men talking about this and everything, child, okay? You see a whole you know what I mean? Just everybody come together on one little video. Press 2 if you think it will work. You know, it's a good formula to have and keep. Press 7. You don't like it. Okay. So, yeah. So like I said, this video will be coming out tomorrow at the Party Crashers Unite. So I want to go on to our next topic. All right, so we did a vote and most people talked about Beyonce. So here it is. This is the picture that went viral, okay? Oh, she said, I'd like to see your face. Well, you know what? I'm just going to do one channel where I would do my face, and that would be Jessica Kohainor. So my Jessica Kohainor, I keep that a face video, but all the other ones, if you know me, I have done YouTube for years without showing my face, I'm not, I don't, I'm not big on being famous, I'll dibble and dabble with it, but I've never had that desire. But I keep a face on Jessica Kohainor. I try, okay? So let's get back here. So you guys see here, do y'all see Beyonce? This is Beyonce. And I believe this is Ivanka Trump. And people were really upset that they were sitting next to each other. I don't care. Beyonce Trumps, I don't care. I think that if you guys can sit next to each other, see past your differences and love on one another and go further in life, I think that's a beautiful thing, right? However, the world is very political and parties are split and people are mad. Now, how I feel about things like that, I don't belong. I don't think I belong. I just want to do me. I don't want to be labeled as this or that. I'm really not into all those labels and stuff. Sometimes I say I'm a label if another party would piss me off. Say if the megas piss me off, right? Then I'm going to say I'm a Dem. But say if the Dems piss me off, then I'm going to say I understand why the megas don't like y'all asses. You know what I mean? I'm going to switch every fucking time y'all piss me off. I'm just going to... I'm not a loyal person, okay? I'm going to switch every time you piss me off. And both of y'all be pissing me off, to be honest with you. Well, what do y'all think about it? Press 2 if this really bothers you. Press 5 if you really don't care. What do you guys think about it? I don't know neither one of these people. I don't know Beyonce. I don't know Ivanka Trump. I wish I knew both of them, but I don't know none of them, honey. So I don't care what they really do for real. I don't give a damn what they do, but I know y'all really care. Okay. So let's hear what people have to say about this. Check this out.
And for an organization called Reform Alliance, and they were seated at the same table as Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner. And I know a lot of people would say, well, it's a charity event. It's not like they control the seating. But Jay-Z is a founding partner of Reform Alliance, and he was a co-host for the evening. So there's really no excusing this at all. Like, why were Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump even invited to this? Like, are you willing to die on the hill of capitalism that bad that you're going to align yourselves with a family that has, one, talked trash about you in public constantly? Like, you look goofy sitting there smiling in her face with all the things that her dad has said about you specifically. And then two, at this time, especially coming off the Cowboy Carter tour, when you were trying to reclaim all this Americana and all this American history in the name of Black people because we're so essential to the fabric of this country, and then you go and essentially legitimize their movement by sitting next to them, smiling in photos like you're just so happy to be there with the Trumps. And it's even worse when you remember that Beyonce and Jay-Z don't really use their platforms to speak up for anything. Aside from that one campaign appearance for Kamala Harris, they've been silent about most major issues. They haven't talked about what Israel is doing in Gaza. They haven't talked about what's happening in Sudan. They haven't talked about gun control in this country or women's reproductive health.
Can I say something about it? Okay. I know a lot of y'all not going to like me, okay? And listen, y'all about to unsubscribe. I can already tell. I feel like entertainers should stay entertainers, okay? I remember back in the day, okay, when politicians were politicians. Politicians were not trying to be famous. They were not trying to be celebrities. Celebrities was not trying to be politicians. Everybody was in a damn lane, and I like that. I like that. I don't want to hear Beyonce talking about fucking politics. Girl, just dance, okay? But I know it's important for everybody to speak up, so I'm going to shut up. But personally, I like it when everybody in their position and know their place, I know y'all hate me for saying that shit. Ooh, y'all hate me, don't y'all? I know you do. I can see y'all in the back talking about, no, it's important. Everybody got to speak up. Everybody got to get involved. Child, I don't, but that's just my personal feelings. Okay, so let's continue on.
Radio silent on basically every major issue until they want money from us, and then they start putting those aesthetics in their music so that they can act like revolutionaries while doing things like this. And then people will say things like, well, they're artists, not politicians, and they're private citizens. They have a right to be as engaged and as vocal as they want to be. But then why would you go and sit next to Ivanka and Jared at an event that you could have left? An event that they could have never been invited to in the first place. But once you got there and saw who you were sitting with, you could have made a statement and left. That would have been much more powerful than sitting there smiling in their face like a goofball.
A lot of people are upset seeing Beyonce sitting with Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner at the Reform.
Time out. And y'all see how I do my videos? I have Black people and white people. I got all types of people. You know what I mean? Let's go. I just wanted to say that. This video in its entirety is at the Party Crashers Unite, one of my new YouTube channels. Over here, I do like more pop culture and stuff over here.
Alliance casino event. Child, this has the internet in an uproar right now. I feel like it's a thing that a lot of people never expected to see, but honestly, I am not surprised, guys, and let's talk about it. Jay-Z was actually hosting this event last night, and as you can see, he's sitting at the same table, and here's Ivanka, here's Jared Kushner, but here's also Desiree Perez, and I think a lot of you guys are forgetting Donald Trump is the one that pardoned Desiree Perez. And Desiree Perez is the CEO of Rock Nation. So it really shouldn't shock that many people. This event is hosted to raise money for prison reform. And when you're a billionaire, you are going to be rubbing shoulders with a lot of other billionaires. People are not sitting well with this because they know that Jay-Z hosted this event. And they feel like since he hosted it, they're obviously okay with being around Ivanka Trump Trump and Jared Kushner. People on Twitter and Instagram are literally tearing them up right now. They feel like Jay-Z and Beyonce should be held accountable for sitting and hanging around Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner because they said people like Snoop Dogg got criticized when he hung out around MAGA. They believe that the same thing should be happening to Jay-Z and Beyonce, that basically you just can't pick and choose who you want to criticize. But like I said, for me, it's something that didn't surprise me because for one, I know that Donald Trump pardoned Desiree Perez, and also Ivanka Trump has been to other events that Jay-Z has. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you guys are feeling about all this in the comments.
So let me get this straight. Y'all so-called black savior, hashtag Jay-Z, has a Hispanic CEO who was pardoned by President Trump? Interesting. So does that mean Desiree isn't a Democrat? Black people, I thought y'all hate Trump supporters. Wait, did Jay-Z ever campaign for Kamala? He's benefited so much from the party. When President Obama gave the speech about brothers, why didn't Jigga Man come out and strongly campaign for the Democratic Party at the time? Could it be that y'all have been hoodwinked? Laughing out loud. Ooh, wait. That was so kind of President Trump. And that was so kind of President Obama to passionately go out and campaign. But what did Mr. Jiggaman do to help y'all win the election? He's about speaking out to help his party? Or was it not his party? Is it just about who can benefit him and Desiree at the time? Oh, black people. It looks like the Jiggaman and Desiree played y'all once again, laughing my fucking ass off. The jig is up. Beyonce, this is the worst birthday present you could have ever given me. Virgo to Virgo, why are you sitting across from Ivanka Trump?
Oh, these Democrats. Oh, they are so mad. And that's why I really can't be a label with neither one, because the MAGAs don't want you to do stuff. The Dems don't want you to do stuff. I want to do what I want to do. Hell, like I said, if I want to go to Chick-fil-A, I want to give me some fucking Chick-fil-A. I had me a good biscuit early this last morning. Ooh, I had that chicken biscuit. Man, that biscuit was busting. Okay. I had that strawberry jelly and it was so sweet and nice to me. Yes, I know I shouldn't say it. I know I'm fucking trans. I know I'm trans, and so what? But I'm gonna eat the hell out of that chicken, okay? Listen, I'm black. You know you can't. Man, I'm black. You think I'm gonna just to not some good ass chicken? Hell no, shit. Man. Oh God, they knew what they was doing. Cooking fucking chicken. Knowing I love me some chicken, god damn it. Hell. Are y'all mad at me? Cause I'm trans and I go to Chick-fil-A? I can see the Dems now tearing my ass up, right? That's why I can't be too. I don't do all that label shit. You know, I want to live in peace. I don't want to live in a box. I did that already. Damn. Oh my God. But let's go.
At this reform gala, I don't understand. And there's literally no excuse for this. There's no excuse for this. She's not sitting next to some canceled celebrity. She's not sitting next to somebody that maybe did something bad. She is sitting across from the president's daughter, of this president's daughter. And that is beyond, mind you, Jay-Z is on the board, or he's a founding member of this reform charity. And it's just one of those things that as a huge Beyonce fan, I know she's not perfect. And also, voting out 45, don't get out of line. You're what do you mean? That's the president's daughter. That is his daughter. That is it just, I don't, we are way past it being oh, it's a difference of opinion. Oh, maybe she'll say that way. No. The point of that, the point of no return was not even to dinner with commissioners for Project Broner. That was the point where I was
what did y'all want her to do? Splash a drink in Ivanka's face? Y'all want them to fight. Y'all want to have so much violence. And for what? I don't understand this. You know, when y'all die, none of this stuff is going to matter. None of it is going to matter. It really not. I refuse to live my life worried about what the next person doing and all this. You know, God's will is God's will. What is going to be done, it's going to be done. But I'm not going to be thinking about what Beyonce doing and who she eating with and chatting with. Whew, I'm glad I don't live my life like this. I'm glad I'm not like these people where I'm worried, I'm stressed out because of what Beyonce did and what color panties she wore and who did her feet and what their political view is. I don't give a damn. Hell, I don't give a damn. And I know y'all don't like me because I don't give a damn, but that's the truth. I don't care. I don't give a damn. All right. So y'all can watch more of this video, but man, I can't watch too much of this shit. All they doing is complaining. But that's what all of them do. Everybody is complaining. So let's move on to Candace Owens. I don't know if you guys know, but she's been on the case. This is some of the sound bites that she did today, okay?
And I mean absolutely no one outside of my husband and Erica Kirk has the power to shut me up right now. That's it.
Ooh.
2 people. If you're going to make an appeal, you got to go to them, okay? That's what I just said is meant to be a dig to the donors that are making frantic calls, trying to politic this situation under control because they know I'm telling the truth, okay? Frantic calls from Seth Dillon. Oh, my God. The truth is that Charlie was under immense pressure and he was facing financial threats over his shifting stance on Israel, over who he was hosting, from his podcast to people that were on stage at America Fest, Dave Smith, Tucker Carlson. That is reality, my friends. Again, want those people to know your money means nothing to me. I already said no to it. That's why I don't care to be in those circles. Make me persona non grata. I know what I did wrong. I looked you in your face and I said no to your money. Okay? Don't push me or I will name more names. What happens in the Hamptons is not going to stay in the Hamptons. Okay? Bring in our movie poster. I know what you did this summer. Okay? Got to add Josh Hammer's face to that poster as well because suddenly everybody's talking. So let's buckle up for some more indisputable facts. Okay? People that were at this weekend soiree in clear here. No one.
All right. A lot of people are saying they feel sorry for Candace or they think that Candace going to be next. And Candace, honey, girl, do y'all want Candace to shut up or y'all want Candace to keep talking? Press 1 if you want her to keep talking. Press 2 if you want her to shut up. I don't know what I want, girl. I don't know. But Candace, like, she got to get to the bottom of this. So if you guys do not know, Candace, she was real close to Charlie Kirk. And she believes that Charlie Kirk was taken out of here by the higher ups. She don't think it was just a random attack or somebody just disliked him before his words. She felt like this was a professional setup and cover up. Okay. And her party, Republicans keep telling her to shut up, but she won't shut up. She keep on exposing stuff. So these are some of the stuff. And I'm going to show you guys the new text messages that came out. And the guy that took out Charlie Kirk, his name is Tyler Robertson. He's in his early 20s. And they released the text messages today. So I'm going to read that to you. And I think she's talking about it in this video. Check this out. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Can we please get the likes up, y'all? Do you guys like us talking about politics on this channel? Press 1 if you like when I dive into politics on this channel. Press 4 if you don't like it. All right. But I do have another channel called the Breakdown Play where I'm just going to post all political stuff over there. And I can show where is that? Where is that one at? Okay. Where is that channel at? Okay, so this channel right here is called the Breakdown Play. It's a YouTube channel, and I will be just uploading all stuff Candace Owens, all stuff political, and it depends on who I get more comments by. If I get more comments by Democrats, I'm going to lean more Democrats. If I get more comments and likes and views by Republicans, I will make this channel lead more Republican. It's up to y'all, honestly. Okay? Shit. We going where the views at. Hell, okay? But let's get back. Let's get back here. Let's get back here. Come on, Candace. So she's talking about the text messages as well from Tyler. Tyler is the guy that took out Charlie.
Take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. The structure of that is weird. I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. Okay. That's just structurally, that's not proper English. Okay. It's either I have, okay, or I had, past tense. Again, not clear. Police found a photograph of this note, and the following text exchange then took place. After reading that note, the roommate texts Tyler, and he says, "What? You're joking, right?" Robinson writes, "I'm still okay, my love, but I am stuck in a REM for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you." The roommate replies, "You weren't the one who did it, right?" Robinson replies, "I am. I'm sorry." The roommate replies, "I thought they caught the person." Robinson replies, "No, they grabbed some crazy old dude that interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle still lingering." The roommate says, "Why?" Robinson says, "Why did I do it?" Roommate says, "Yeah." Robinson says, "I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it." The roommate says, "How long have you been planning this?" Robinson says, "A bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it."
All right. So I just want to stop there. So this was the trans person that Tyler was talking to. Now, we don't even know if it's trans. I need to see the picture. Can we see the before and after picture? Whether it's trans or not, right? They were trying to say that the trans person had more influence on Tyler. But by these text messages, the transgender didn't know what the hell was going on. The transgender was like, "So did you do it? Why would you do that? And how long have you been doing it?" Shit. Okay. Tyler involved the transgender in that shit. You know what I'm saying? But they gonna go around, see that mega gonna go around there putting lies because they don't like transgender mother effers and they got a target on their back. Oh, honey. All right, so let's go. I just wanted to point that out. But Candace, she's reading all the text messages. Hey, I may not have to read.
Referring to the rifle, but there's a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. Robinson says, "I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hopefully they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel." What? You're worried about explaining losing the rifle to your father. Not worried that you left the rifle and therefore it's obviously going to be found out. Like the only thing that you left was the murder weapon. This is weird. This chain is weird to me. It's weird to me that we don't know what time. I don't know what he means. Where is he stuck here, guys? Do you have a clue here? "I'm stuck in a REM for a little while longer. It shouldn't be long until I can come home." Is it a typo? I should have asked you guys. Okay, that's the town. Okay, that's the town. "I'm stuck here for a little while longer. It shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still." So is this happening during lockdown? He tells him to check under and to see. "Oh, check under quickly and see." And I took care of it. And he's where? And now he's giving him an accounting of exactly what's taken place, which means if this is right after and they're still in lockdown, he's monitoring the situation? Because this is going to give us a timeline, whether they tell us when these messages happened or not. The fact that he already knows that they grabbed some crazy old dude and that they also interrogated someone in similar clothing, we're going to be able to go back and plot exactly when that happened, or at least when the public was informed. Because this whole correspondence is very strange to me. It's very strange to me. He then is even more explicit, talk about trying to cover your tracks, but then explicitly texting everything to your lover. He says, the only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The effing messages are mostly a meme. If I see notices bulge on Fox News, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm gonna have to leave it. That really effing sucks. Okay, so if this is our guy, oh, we're not done, let's finish. That really sucks, he's gotta leave it. And then he says, judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I think that was a $2,000 scope. And then he does a winky face. And then he tells him, delete this exchange. And then Robinson says, my dad wants photos of the rifle. He says, Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me right now, not answering. Oh, his dad's calling him. Okay, well, the dad, this is interesting. When is this text chain taking place? Okay, because we just heard that, the dad, they figured it out the next day. They're making it sound like this all happened back to back. Is this happening over 2 days? Why not tell us this instantly so I can work it into my timeline? Okay, are these messages day one? And then what? They had no correspondence at all until he jumps right back in and says, my dad's calling me. Where were you when your dad called you? You guys lived together. Why are you texting at all? Why didn't this kid immediately call? If they're in lockdown and he needs to go back and get his rifle, right? This kid could have, I'm speaking about Lance, could have contacted immediately and said, I'm getting a confession right now. I don't like that we are not being told the exact timestamp of these messages because, my timeline demands it. To close loop on how this enters, again, not knowing when this happened, Robinson says, my dad wants photos of the rifle. He says, Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo, and it's very unique. He's calling me right now, not answering. Robinson says, well, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Robinson says, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors is here. He is a deputy for the sheriff. Robinson says, you are all I worry about, love. I'm much more worried. The roommate says, Lance says, I'm much more worried about you. Robinson says, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. How you guys feeling about that? Looks under his keyboard and he finds a note that states, quote,
All right. Ooh, all right. Comment. What do y'all think about this?
Hey, this message goes out to Candace Owens and Candace Owens only. So if you don't like Candace Owens or you're a huge supporter of Candace Owens, the only thing I need you to do is help me get this message to her. Hey, Candace Owens, I want you to know the world needs you now more than ever. Don't stop. Expose them all so that we can make the decisions we want to make. And if you want to know more about what I'm talking about, you need to check out the account at the top of my page.
I told you. Protect Candace at all costs, all right? I just finished watching the podcast, right? And of course, she went scorched earth. Names, she wants times, she's calling people out, all right? She says that the only person that can stop her from talking is Erica Kirk, and I believe her. Candace is a different breed, all right? So first and foremost, she gets into most of the inconsistencies that we've all kind of pointed out, right? I'm not an expert. I'm not a lawyer. I don't really know, but I know what my eyes tell me. And some of the stuff just don't make sense, right? So, of course, Candace doing what she does best. She's investigating. She's looking into the details. She even talked to the girlfriend's girlfriend/boyfriend's family. Their story doesn't line up with what the FBI has told us, right? We are in for a doozy. This is going to be a long, long road ahead of us, right? We're going to be listening to multiple sources, information coming at 100 miles an hour from every different angle. And hey, we just got to sit back and enjoy the show at this point, because honestly, I do want to say this. It's important because I am angry. My friend was shot in the neck, and I'm just not really in the state right now to be polite when it comes to the answers that I am demanding. Okay, I will catch more lawsuits to get the truth out about Charlie Kirk if I have to. Okay, it's all these people have is threats, lawsuits, contracts, lawyers. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. Truly, I am done. I'm done. Okay. I'm done. That's it. It took Charlie Kirk dying for me to like literally, I want you to know, F you. Like truly, I mean that. I don't care. I'll expose everything. You guys who are watching know what I know. So tell the truth.
So, man, she been in with some crooks. If she said that she know a whole bunch of bad stuff and she knows some names, that means she been hiding on a lot of nasty stuff too. She been lying too, y'all. Yeah, she been lying too. Hit that link if y'all want to come on up. All right, so this is what happened yesterday. I got to fill y'all in. Check this out, Candace.
Fight us and tell us to shut up or call us anti-Semitic for pointing out the fact that Charlie was having a change of heart about the tactics that Israel was using in America, and that he felt when he had left that meeting that he had effectively been blackmailed.
If you aren't watching Candace Owens right now, then I believe you are missing out on her biggest breakthrough yet. Candace Owens, who is good friends with Charlie Kirk, is doing an investigative report basically on the last few months, weeks of Charlie Kirk's life. She is calling out every single person she believes was putting a lot of pressure on Charlie at the time. Starting with Bill Ackman. Bill Ackman, who is a hedge funder, was funding Charlie money. Candace is also alleging that just a few weeks before Charlie passed, he was doing lunch in the Hamptons with Bill Ackman and Seth Dillon, and that this lunch was to pressure Charlie into visiting Israel. This conversation got heated, threats were made, and Charlie was offered a large sum of money just before his death. During this podcast, Candace was also...
Can we bring in a clip of Charlie from a month ago speaking about the kind of pressure that he was under? Because I think that will also help to further contextualize this. Take a listen.
I'm an American citizen. Yes, I want Israel to win. Yes, I'm a Christian. But like some of the mess, and you've seen how I've been treated, Megan, by some, not all, by some.
No, it's very irritating.
It's
been
almost
so unfair. They were coming after you after a turning point for, among other things, that you had Dave Smith there. Dave Smith isn't allowed to criticize Israel. You had both sides. The Israeli side was overrepresented.
No, you're not allowed to. It's even worse than that. Again, I just want to repeat for the 5th time. I love Israel. I want Israel to win. But my moral character is now being put into question, Megan. Not my decisions. Not like, hey, are you doing this? Is it smart or is it dumb? But no. I am a bad person if I do this. And I could go, you saw it, Megan, it was trending on Twitter, thousands of tweets and text messages. And if I were to be charitable and generous, I will say the people that are attacking me are in a hyper paranoid state because they're at war, and war tends to make things black and white. And you're a hammer looking for a nail. So I'm trying to be charitable, Megan. Literally, I'm trying to cut as much slack as I can, right? Like, okay, what would it be like if all of a sudden I'm starting to see a pattern of behavior similar to what my grandparents saw in 1930s Germany online? How would I behave? So that's like my charitable kind of overcompensation spirit. At the same time, I'm like, but it's not defensible to be dumb, right?
No, it's not defensible to be dumb. And he was under an increasing amount of pressure, not just people telling him, oh, well, I'm upset with who you're inviting, but flat out telling him that he was not allowed to invite certain people to his events. They were threatening to pull out money. Charlie was getting a lot of really nasty text messages, and many of them pertaining to Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. But
Tucker Carlson was really the focus when it came to America Fest. How could Charlie allow these debates about Israel to take place? How could he allow Dave Smith, who, by the way, is Jewish, how could how could Charlie allow this other position to meet the stage? Because obviously when people start to hear the debates, what Dave Smith is saying sounds so rational, but it was up to Charlie to not allow those things to happen. And that amount of pressure towards the end, as you see that conversation he had with Meghan was just a month before he lost his life, really, I would say, reached a pinnacle of sorts on the matter of what Tucker Carlson actually said on that stage. Tucker Carlson, while he was on that stage at Turning Point, brought up Bill Ackman. Bill Ackman is a billionaire. Obviously, he is also an extremely litigious billionaire. And Bill Ackman was on Charlie about comments that Tucker Carlson had made on that stage. Tucker Carlson specifically asked the question, where does Bill Ackman's money come from? You know, who is this guy? Actually, who is this guy that has this much influence? And like I said, Bill Ackman was not happy about this. And so I would like to contextualize Bibi. Again, these are things Bibi brought up publicly, which he didn't have to. He didn't have to bring up the letter. He didn't have to bring up the phone call, but he chose to do this less than 24 hours after Charlie Kirk was shot. Personally, Bibi, I would have appreciated if you guys used all of your spyware, you'd spying on us for years, to maybe track down the killer. But I guess this is where you thought it was best to do a little propaganda for Israel would be better than us helping us track down the killer. But anyway, so Bibi Netanyahu in that phone call, what took place was a couple of weeks ago before Charlie lost his life. Charlie was in the Hamptons and he had more than one event, but he had essentially what was staged, an intervention was staged by Bill Ackman, because Charlie's rational thoughts about Israel were a no-no. This is not the route that you should be going on. And Charlie was surrounded by his friends, his quote unquote friends. Bill Ackman was very upset and threats were made. That is what I am told, and I will tell you that I am.
So to get the whole video is here at the breakdown. You know, do you guys like videos like this? Press 5 if you think it's a good idea to keep all the politics over here at the breakdown. And I want to know your thoughts about Candace and what she thinks. Hit that link at the top if you guys want to come up here and give us your point of view. So yeah, that's what's really going on out here in these streets. Okay. All right. So let's move on. These are the text messages, but Candace, she did a great job of reading those. And she read everything to us. People in the comment section over here at TMZ, they don't believe it. They just feel like it's scripted, it's conspiracy. They just not buying it, okay? Moving on here. I don't know if you guys know, but did you guys know it's a lot of people that got fired for disrespecting Charlie Kirk? Check this video out. I did a whole video about this. So let's watch.
Finding themselves suddenly unemployed. They've all been fired. In fact, the aftermath of Charlie's assassination has triggered what some are calling the largest coordinated firing spree in American history, which started as leftists gleefully celebrating a man's murder, has turned into a nationwide purge that's destroying careers, ending livelihoods, and exposing the true face of liberal hatred for all to see. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to help you make sense of the madness as the far left desperately tries to stop the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age that you are making happen all over the world. So if you want a front row seat on how you are changing the world in ways you never even imagined, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. It is happening. The woke left is finally being held accountable for their outrageous and vicious actions. It's been widely reported that we are in the midst of nothing less than the largest coordinate mass firing spree ever, all across the nation. The most horrid, disgraceful, repulsive people on the planet who reveled in Charlie's murder are all being terminated. And the number is climbing by the hour. This is just the beginning, and that's because a searchable database will be released any moment now, exposing over 50,000 leftists who celebrated Charlie Kirk's death, listing their names and their employers, which means that a lot of people are about to get fired, and we ain't seen nothing yet. The searchable archive will haunt these radicals forever. Now, the firing spree spans every industry imaginable. We're talking the airline industry. American Airlines immediately terminated pilots, if you can believe it, who mocked Kirk's assassination. Delta Airlines suspended multiple employees for posts that CEO Ed Bastian said went well beyond healthy, respectful debate. Of course, MSNBC fired their senior political analyst, Matthew Dowd, after he suggested Kirk's rhetoric contributed to his own murder. The Carolina Panthers terminated communications coordinator Charlie Rock. Microsoft fired a diversity officer after 6 years with the company. Office Depot, NASDAQ, countless other corporations are purging employees who celebrated political violence. Even government agencies aren't immune. The Secret Service agent, if you could believe it, was placed on administrative leave. FEMA suspended a data analyst.
So I was just fired from my job.
Some moms want to build income from home. They just don't want to post.
All right, sorry about the
Picture be
what is this? The commercial. But like I said, I will be doing these type of videos over here at the Breakdown Play. So feel free to subscribe to this new YouTube channel, The Breakdown Play. Over there will be all thing politics from the left and from the right. So let's go.
Yeah. Follow me? I don't know. Like this video.
And it's always the same genre of person. Like, it's obvious. Sorry for laughing, but it's always the same genre of person. Like, man, just like keep certain things offline. I don't know, digital footprint. Like, or if you're gonna talk crazy, make sure there's no employers that's gonna, find your social media and terminate you. I don't know if you want to, talk crazy on the internet. I mean, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
So y'all got me fired from my job.
Yes.
You're fired. Get out. You're fired.
So I lost my job.
You're fired. Get out. You're fired.
Fired from my fucking job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my fucking job.
You're fired. Get out. You're fired.
So I was just fired from my job.
You're fired. Get out. You're fired. All right, that music.
I missed that one. I can't play the music in the background there, but when you get fired, what is this? That's lives. Oh, that I'm going to be recording later today, but I
got called into the office yesterday, and I kind of felt like something was off, but they called me in the office yesterday, and after I finished like half through the work, and told me that they could either fire me or I could put a resignation in, but that would look better. But they fired me, or they're getting rid of me because of my TikTok.
Oh, bless your heart.
And the book post. Somebody screenshot a lot of my TikToks and wrote a nasty letter, and in my Facebook screenshot those and mailed them to the office my boss.
Not somebody sending in to your boss exactly what you said on the internet. Oh no. Oh,
$1 there.
Something. And then that's when I was like, okay, goodbye guys. I'll see you later. They let me go. They fired me. He looked all disappointed. But honestly, dude, I feel relieved. I feel very relieved. I mean, I'm going to be fucked if I'm not gonna get unemployment, but fuck it, dude.
Girl, why are you coming online? Shit, you know they're gonna look your ass up and make sure you don't get unemployment. I don't understand. If I got fired from being online, child, I'm deleting this TikTok shit. I'm not about to get online no more, and I'm definitely not about to tell y'all why the hell I got fired. Hell no. It's enough story time for me. Hey, okay? Child, please. Please. I'm going to go down to the state. I'm about to change my name. I'm about to get a name change. Child, I'm about to get surgery, get a face change. I'm coming back as a new motherfucker. Do you hear me? Shit. I'll come back on TikTok. I love Charlie Kirk. Okay, shit. He was an angel. He's so great. Okay, please. I'm not about to get on here and she just showing us she work at AAA. Didn't you get enough the first time? But hell, do it. They gonna do what they want to do.
As they were like having me sign my forms and shit and like terminating me. Wait, let me say goodbye to my friend Michael. Hi, Michael. I'm done. Yeah, so it is what it is. But I think the relief that I'm feeling is a good sign because I did not want to do my shift today anyways. Like I had a bunch of number one lessons and that's dealing with first timers. So fuck it, dude, I'm feeling good. I'm also shaking a little bit because I'm in shock, but whatever, dude, it is what it is. I'm gonna do me. Yeah, they were trying to be all nice about it and stuff and professional, and they were like, you can keep the sweater and all the shirt and whatever. It's all yours. I'm just like, what the fuck do I need this shit for? But whatever.
Girl, you could not be happy. Like, just be honest with it. It was not worth it. It wasn't worth it. You losing your whole livelihood, how you gonna make your money. And then if you go apply for another job, you know they're gonna put your name in a database. They're gonna try to exile your ass. And you better go get a name change. Well, shit, that you better hope they don't get your Social Security and attach it to your Social Security, or you're gonna be really screwed. Because they're gonna ask you, so while you get fired from your next job, they're gonna call your job, and your job gonna tell she's a nasty person. She was making horrible threats about, or whatever she said about Charlie. They not gonna want to hire you based on your last employer. So man, please, I would have been begging and pleading. Shit. I would have got up here and said, I'm so sorry, y'all, for what I said. Can y'all please forgive me? I say the devil made me do that shit, y'all. I want to get saved. I want to be a Christian again. Girl, I'll be working at the church real quick. Do you hear me? I'm going to change my life around. I need to get that money, okay? Shit. Fuck my ego. I don't give a damn about my ego. I do not care about that ego. Hell no. I care about my money and being comfortable. I don't give a damn about my ego and that pride. It's that pride and that ego. That's what's killing them. But let's continue on.
I'm free, dude. I'm free. And I think I'm just going to start trying to do more of the things that I want to do and not worry about any other ones. That's one of my coworkers.
And I think by her just talking, it just makes it worse because it seems like she don't feel any type of way. She's unapologetic. It feels like she's making this because she want to fight back and she want to, I don't know, take a political stance. And I don't think it's worth it. But let's continue on and see what else is out here. Oh, Benny.
Doesn't change anything. There are videos and accounts across the internet, like this one right here from Texas Tech, when a young man was holding up a sign in honor of Charlie Kirk, goes and runs around and says, F y'all, yo homie, dead.
Charlie Kirk lost his life and you lost your job, and you want us to come on here and feel sorry for y'all? No. Y'all want to talk, oh, consequences to, Charlie Kirk had it coming? Yeah, so now you don't have a job. So when I woke up this morning, I've been seeing a barrage of videos of basically lawyers saying their phone cannot stop ringing, like literally getting calls, email, texts about, people saying that, oh, I've just been relieved of my duties, or I've been fired, or I've been suspended from my job for something I posted online about the death of Charlie Kirk. So here we are again with this one little word. Well, it's a big word, but something that people just cannot seem to understand. Accountability. Yes, we're back at the word accountability because a lot of people don't understand it. Oh no, the consequences for my actions. Oh no, can't be a real thing, can it? And there's another thing I want to touch on as well. This whole thing of, freedom of speech. It's one of the amendments and it's very, very important to be American. However, a lot of people get it misconstrued. You see, freedom of speech protects you from the government itself. It protects you from the police. You can't get arrested for saying the most outlandish thing in the world. Like, it would just never, ever happen. Like, you can pretty much say anything in the United States and you will not get arrested or be persecuted for that. However, what people need to understand is, and this is crazy to me that people don't understand, is that these companies, they have a reputation to uphold. These companies and corporations that y'all work for, anything that you do, whether it's on site or out of work, inadvertently. Never ever sue the person who hit you after a car accident.
Sorry about that commercial, but I really wanted to hear what he had to say, right? So, do you guys like what I'm doing with these videos? Let's go.
It sheds light on them. And if it's bad, it sheds bad light on them. And if you're having a hard time understanding that, let me make it a little simpler for you. If you invite somebody to your house and you tell them, oh, before you enter my house, you must take off your shoes before entering. No shoes allowed in the house. And that person proceeds to not take their shoes off. You have 100% the right to kick that person out of your house. It's also similar to somebody who comes into your house, into your space, and disrespects you. You have the right to kick that person out of your house. It's your house. You paid for it, or you're paying the mortgage for it. So therefore, it's your rules. It's the same thing here. If you put the company in a bad light, they're going to fire your ass. That is called accountability, my friend.
You will lose your job. You will lose your citizenship. You will lose your rights. You will lose your fucking life if you speak on this man, Charlie. This man has become more powerful than a motherfucking... Like, this man has become so powerful, y'all. People talk more crazy about Trump than they do Charlie Kirk, and no one has become as serious as this man when it comes down to... You have Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, because now our Department of fucking Defense is now called the Secretary of War for some reason, who made a statement stating that anyone speaking down on Charlie Kirk, they have to be dealt with. They have taken people off their fucking flights for placing their opinion on Charlie Kirk. People in the military are getting dealt with. People in these fucking nursing, who have nursing degrees, are losing their jobs. People from all over the fucking world are placing their opinions in regards to how they feel about this man, and they're losing their fucking jobs. They're losing their jobs.
Well, y'all better learn to shut the fuck up then. Hell, I'm gonna shut up. I don't got nothing bad to say about that man. Shit. Yeah, I know that man didn't like me. Look, I don't got nothing to say. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm gonna choose peace every time. I'm not about to fight with nobody. I'm really not. I want to choose peace every time. You know? Shit, you knew what time it was when Trump got in office. Y'all knew what time it was. Shit. Man. Y'all losing friendships, family, because once you get that hex on you, and they said people, friends and family don't even want to fuck with them no more. God damn. Just shut the fuck up, man. Just shut up. Just shut up. Oh, and I guess, people like, it's not right. Nobody should force you to shut up. You are right too. You right too. But for me, I'm going to shut the fuck up, okay? I'm not a fighter like that. So if y'all want to go ahead and fight, I'm just going to be watching. Let me know who won when it's done. But I'm not, man. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. I'm gonna sit back on this one. That's just how I'm gonna do it. It ain't funny because people are really losing their life and they're doing a lot of, it's a lot of stuff going on. So another thing about politics, I don't know if you guys know this lady. I don't even know if I can pronounce her name, Miss Omar. She has some stuff to say about Trump, and they are coming after this lady. Check this out.
I think she's a disgraceful person. I think she's a disgraceful person, a loser. It's amazing the way people vote. I know it's people from her area, maybe of the world. I don't know. They got here and they vote her in. It's hard to believe, but I think she's a disgusting person.
Charlie was someone who once said, guns save lives after a school shooting. Charlie was someone who was willing to debate and downplay the death of George Floyd.
Rita, I hear you. Rita said it's called freedom of speech. You do have rights also. Rita, I know what you're saying, but I don't believe that, Rita. I don't believe that nobody ever had freedom, okay? I think it's an illusion, Rita. Okay. So y'all see what's going on with y'all saying whatever y'all want to say. Okay. I don't want to have that same fate, Rita. So I'm just gonna sit back, Rita, and I'm gonna be obedient. Not saying that, I believe everything, but I'm gonna stay in my square, and I'm gonna let y'all handle all that. You know what I mean? And Rita, I want you to go out there and fight the good fight. Okay. I'm just saying, Rita, I'm not gonna be fighting. I'm gonna pray for y'all. I'm gonna pray for everybody. And I'm just gonna stay on my square. That's all I'm gonna do. Okay. That's all I'm gonna do, Rita.
In the hands of Minneapolis police.
I think he called him a scumbag.
Right, have no regard, downplay slavery and what Black people have gone through in this country by saying Juneteenth should never exist. And I think, there are a lot of people who are out there talking about him just wanting to have a civil debate.
Complete rewriting of history.
Yeah, there is nothing more effed up, than to completely pretend that his words and actions have not been recorded and in existence for the last decade or so. And you have people like Nancy Mace who constantly harass people that she finds inferior and wants them not to exist in this country or ever. And you have people like Trump who has incited violence against people like me. And so, these people are full of shit, and it's important for us to call them out while we feel anger and sadness and have empathy, which Charlie said it shouldn't exist because that's a newly created word or something. Like, I have empathy for his kids and his wife and what they're going through because I do not want that.
No one should go through that, and we hold ourselves, I hope, to high standards.
And we consider you and I as people of deep faith, and our faiths are based on grace and mercy, which is empathy. And we want, for people not to dance on our grave because that is not what our faith teaches us. We want to be able to mourn and pray for the.
Here I am standing outside of the anti-American Ilhan Omar's office. Tomorrow we will file a privileged motion to censure her and to strip her of her committee assignments. She is inciting violence against conservatives in the wake of Charlie Kirk's political assassination. She is dehumanizing conservatives all across the country, calling Charlie Kirk a terrorist. We have been villainized and dehumanized far too long. The Democrats set the standard for stripping people of their committee assignments. I'm not going to be silent on this because enough is enough. I'm tired of your performative BS that is putting lives in danger. You can take your Sharia-loving, anti-American self back to Somalia.
This, believe me.
Ilhan Omar, after his assassination, called Charlie Kirk a reprehensible human being. Should she be stripped of her committee assignments? I would say.
Couldn't keep your big pie hole closed. You had to run your mouth one more time just to get the attention, because you just don't seem to get enough attention in the news. So you've always got to stir the coals, don't you? In case y'all don't know who that is, that's Ilhan Omar.
Child, I thought the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I thought Love and Hip Hop, I thought all those people were shady. Man, and have you ever seen these politicians drag each other? Child is vicious. I remember a time when politicians used to didn't talk like this, out in public. I like those times when I didn't know who they, I know that sounds ignorant when I didn't know who they were, but all this is just too much, but let's go.
Democrat, Minnesota, 5th District in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And if you want to know why her district is a shithole, well, you're looking at it. She can't keep her mouth shut. And she sits on 2 committees, of which they're about to throw her off. One being a House Budget Committee. She probably has no real input there, I'm guessing. And number 2, she sits on the House Committee on Education and Workforce. That's kind of dangerous. I'm not sure she gets actually anything done there. But they are threatening to throw her off because of the disparaging words she spoke about Charlie Kirk's unalivement in front of his family, his wife, and his children. In fact, can we just throw her out of the United States and just get it on over with? Can't we just do that? George Floyd was no hero.
So Ilhan Omar should resign immediately, but she won't because she's a coward, of course. But check this out. Speaker Mike Johnson isn't holding back after Ilhan Omar smeared Charlie Kirk's legacy following his passing. Mike Johnson went on Fox News and absolutely torched her lies. Y'all like the video right there. Follow for more updates. And let's get into this one. So Mike Johnson said America is grieving, but Ilhan Omar chose to insult Charlie Kirk instead of honoring his life. She clearly has no idea what she's talking about, Mike Johnson said, blasting her smear that Charlie Kirk was.
I tell you, it's vicious out here. It's vicious, but it's a lot.
Congress acting like the untouchable voice of the radical left, lecturing on Constitution, attacking the military, slamming Trump's America First agenda. But this time, her words collided head on with a MAGA firebrand who wasn't backing down. Now, what followed next wasn't just a debate. It was a brutal smackdown that left Ilhan Omar completely cornered, her credibility was shattered, and her political career teetering on the edge. Now, folks, this wasn't some closed-door spat. No, this actually played out in broad daylight with the whole country watching. Omar thought that she could just set the narrative, but instead she triggered a political earthquake. So I want to go ahead and break it all down for you guys. The panic, the humiliation, and of course this.
But if y'all want to see more of Trump slams Omar and all these conservatives are slamming her in this video, there it is right here at the breakdown play. All right. So this video, this is more of a Democrat video, I feel like. This is what Pastor said. And like I said, with this channel, I do both until I get until the algorithm, if the algorithm shift me over to Democrat, I focus on that. If the algorithm shift me over to MAGA strong, then I focus on that. So it just started. I just did this channel. So whatever it tilts, that's where it goes. So let's check this one out.
Charlie Kirk did not deserve to be assassinated. But I'm overwhelmed seeing the flags of the United States of America at half-staff calling this nation to honor and venerate a man who was an unapologetic racist and spent all of his life sowing seeds of division and hate into this land. And hearing people with selective rage who were mad about Charlie Kirk but didn't give a damn about Melissa Hortman and her husband when they were shot down in their home, tell me I ought to have compassion for the death of a man who had no respect for my own life. I am sorry, but there's nowhere in Bible where we are taught to honor evil. And how you die does not redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life. I can abhor the violence that took your life, but I don't have to celebrate how you chose to live. I am overwhelmed.
For me personally, I didn't care about Charlie Kirk yesterday, the day before, and I don't care about him now. I don't mourn and I don't celebrate. That's strategic indifference. And I don't respect anyone who tries to tell me that I'm supposed to grieve. And I don't respect anyone who tells me that I'm supposed to be happy. What is he to me or me to him? He certainly isn't more important to me than the most likely hundreds of thousands of my brothers and sisters that you cut down in Gaza. You didn't mourn any of them, and I didn't tell you to, because I already know how you are. I already know that your performance of mourning over Charlie Kirk has nothing whatsoever to do with respect for human life. He was just a vessel for an ideology that you hold sacred. And it's an ideology that dehumanizes people. It's an ideology that disregards the sanctity of life. And we've seen that on full display for the last 2 years. So no, obviously not. I'm not the least bit interested in accommodating your weaponization of selective compassion and selective sympathy. Now, if you want to paint my indifference, if you want to spin my indifference as if it is approval of the crime that was committed, well, okay, I already know that you never do anything but lie anyway. And I know that you are from exactly the same manipulated, mutated, mutilated, and maladjusted population that created the demand that the power structure met by giving you Charlie Kirk and that gave you his killer. Meaning you're just part of that mob in America. That same collective monster that's responsible for the American genocide.
All right. So what do y'all think about this? Do you see how I got both sides? Press 4 if you see how I'm showing both sides. Isn't that interesting? Like different people with different mindsets, different worlds, right? All right. So let's move on. Talking about what I was gonna say. All right, so this is what Charleston had to say, y'all.
Seen one good video about Kirk, not one. He had the nerve to say that Trayvon Martin hunted down George Zimmerman. He just spread bullshit propaganda. On the 911 call, they even told George not to follow Trayvon Martin. This fucker is trying to paint a picture. I see why Trump is ignoring this motherfucker. Someone's already fucking his wife right now. Someone fucking Charlie Kirk's wife right now. I'm sure of it. Yeah. So he thought they were going to cancel me.
George Zimmerman was hunted at night by Trayvon Martin at 2 a.m. and the stand your ground law allows you to stand your ground up against people that wish you harm. The facts around the George Zimmerman case, I'll admit, are a little bit rusty. It's been 10 years since that case. What I remember is this. It was highly scrutinized. Right. The jury was bipartisan. He was fully acquitted. And when all the facts came out, it was legitimate self-defense.
Fuck the Kirk boy. Fuck him. Fuck him. And he was a piece of shit. I haven't seen one good video about Kirk, not one. He had the nerve to say that Trayvon Martin hunted down George Zimmerman. He just spread bullshit. They look so disappointed. But long as I was saying fuck George Floyd's daughter, even I said fuck Gilly the kid son. As long as I was talking about black people kids and they dead kid, they have no problem with that. All of a sudden, a racist piece of shit Like Charlie Kirk gets killed by another white boy that's rejecting that racist piece of shit bullshit. And now all of a sudden, we are all supposed to be sentiment and we give up our right to free speech because white people, idle, have fallen by the hands of one of their own. They look so disappointed. But long as I was saying,
Woo, I tell you what, what I tell you. Okay, so let's go here. So I don't know if you guys saw, but Damon Dash, he was on the Breakfast Club earlier today, and he called Charlemagne gay. He got mad at Charlemagne because Charlemagne, I guess, interrupted him. Charlemagne called him broke because you guys know Damon Dash, he owes $20 million, but he said he ain't broke because he got $5 million in the bank. But he pretty much said that he feels that Charlemagne is gay because he gossiped. His mentor is Wendy Williams. He was about to get jumped and he ran, and he feels like gay guys, they would rather run from a fight than actually fight. So I guess he have not met Jonathan. Jonathan is a gay guy on social media. He does hair and he's known to fight. He even beat straight men up. So that is his ideology, is really backwards, Dame. But yeah, that's just what went on. And some people feel that Charlemagne is gay, I guess, because he's very comfortable with who he is. I don't understand. People think I don't know. Why do you guys think he's gay? I don't know. Do I think he gay? Um, he jokes about gay stuff. No, I don't think he's gay. He has a wife. I think that if he was gay, he would have no problem with saying he's gay. I think he's comfortable joking, and he can be a cocky, asshole. But no, I've been around a whole bunch of down low men, and usually down low men, all the down low men that I know of, they would not have the balls to say and do the things that Charlemagne does because they're so self-conscious of becoming, or people thinking they're gay. So down low men, they push the narratives of, like, saying if you run from a fight, then you're gay. Down low men, their thought process is if you wear pink, then you're gay. If you associate with a gay person, then you're gay. Down low men, they have that mindset. They're always looking at something as gay because they fear someone will see the gay in them. But down low men, they're not comfortable around gay men. They don't associate gay men. They're not going to have gay friends. They probably feel uncomfortable with gay men around them because, they don't like gay men. But let's see what people have to say. These are people reactions. I cannot play the footage because on the Breakfast Club, I cannot replay the Breakfast Club footage because of copyright laws. But this is what people took it, and this is their opinion on the whole thing.
So we all probably have seen this Dame Dash on the Breakfast Club interview, and him and Charlemagne, the guy, getting into it. And I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of thoughts. Firstly, there's a divide with black men. There's a divide between the stereotype of black men, those of us that, grew up in the hood. That's where most of us came from. And what I would consider, and this may offend some people, more civilized black men of the modern. For so long, it's been a thing where the hood has been a representation of what black men should be. And in the hood, you have to exude machoism. Everything is about or showing your strength because that's the capital that we possess. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. I grew up fighting probably every day, right? That's how you prove yourself. And any of us, and I'm not just saying this for Chicago, whether you from Chicago, New York, Baltimore, Philly, any LA, I can just name Detroit. We can just go through the cities after cities after cities. This is
P just says Charlemagne is too sweet. And that is a prime example. He's not on the down low, because down low men, you're not going to get it. You're not going to catch it. Okay. When I was coming up, people would think that Boosie is gay because he has a high pitched voice. Men will probably tell Boosie in my neighborhood, you need to man up. You need to put some bass in your voice, because men that have high pitched voices in my neighborhood, they will always get jumped and get bullied because it wasn't masculine enough. But the fact that you think that he's gay lets you know he's not DL. DL, you're not gonna suspect it. You're not gonna think about it. That's just how DL men are. And I think that people get them confused. I think people get discreet guys. A discreet guy is a guy, he's not down low. However, he don't want everybody to know his business, but you may see some ways about him, but he's not on our full display. He ain't going to prize. He don't, he's not caring about all those labels and stuff. And then you have some guys that are what do you call that? They're in denial, where they have not confessed it. They haven't come to terms of what they are. However, everybody sees it, but for whatever reason, they just don't see it. A down low man, he's well aware what's going on. And like I said, down low men, they're always going to think about gay shit because they don't want to come off like that. So they're always going to look at stuff. They're always going to look at another guy and be like, oh, he kind of gay. Oh, they're going to pay attention to another man's hand wrist, and they're going to make sure they're not associated with those type of guys because they don't want it to rub off on them, or they don't want to be associated with that. So a person that's, like in denial, they're not thinking about stuff like that. They just don't realize they're gay. But they're not overthinking about stuff like that. They just living life, and people may see the signs, but they don't notice it because they don't think about it. And they just, they just haven't came to that crossing the road yet, but let's continue on. I'm going to fast forward. We're going to fast forward because he does talk for a long time. But if you want to hear all what he has to say, this is another channel, but it gears towards gossip and, trendy. It's not politics. It's called The Party Crashers Unite. So I'm going to fast forward to this lady. And again, she is responding to Dame Dash and Charlemagne the God, the fight they had earlier at the Breakfast Club. Let's check it out.
Charlemagne, they all got these questions about why'd you file for bankruptcy? How did 50 Cent acquire the rights to pay it in full? All these things. And it just Dame Dash came ready to be defensive and argumentative and things like that. And basically he would ask them questions in reverse. And Charlemagne was like, that's not how this works. And he was like, don't tell me how this works. Stop interrupting me. Stop interrupting me. Stop interrupting me. I was like, man, I don't think you ever seen an interview a day in your life on the Breakfast Club, because this is how it goes. All you gotta do is answer the question. You ain't gotta argue, fight, call people names, all that stuff. And then he said some obscure things to Charlemagne, basically saying that he's feminine because he came up under Wendy Williams and he's into the gossip business, and that's very feminine of him to be in the gossip business. All this stuff, yada 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 yada. Right? It's just I already know people don't like Charlemagne the God. Okay, it's so many celebrities that don't like Charlemagne the God because Charlemagne the God take hits at everybody. But when you come to
But I think that people don't like him. Wendy Williams, a lot of people don't like her either. I think Tasha K, a lot of people don't like her either. The best people that gossip usually are people don't like because they put out people business, But but I think they know this. Wendy Williams, Tasha K, Wendy Williams, they know a lot of people don't like them, but they know people love them and addicted to their mess. So I think, that's just the lane they're in.
Interview, and you are being argumentative and not being cooperative, right? Why did you come to the interview? What did you come up there for? Truthfully, it just seemed like you wanted to argue. Nothing was really answered. You was talking.
But a man that want to argue, isn't that a feminine trait? Men don't want to argue with other men. That's an emotional trait. it's interesting. Dame Dash, he went up there to call Charlemagne out on all of his feminine traits, but Dame Dash has very feminine traits. He gets emotional fast. He's quick to anger. He want to fight and bitch about everything he disagrees with you, and he gossip. He's always on these YouTube podcasts, running his mouth like a woman. I mean, he has a lot of feminine traits. You know, it's like the pot calling the kettle black or whatever you guys say. But yeah, let's continue on.
In circles. Y'all listen, it is what it is. This is a message to Dame Dash. If your name ain't Dame Dash, please keep scrolling because I got to let it be real at this point. Okay? Listen, Dame Dash, you went on the Breakfast Club. That was a corny move. To attack the media that looks like you, when every time TMZ or any other major platform that doesn't look like us say something about the situations that you go through, you never have anything to say to them. But the ones that look like us, because we're stating our opinion, you run up against or question a man's sexuality. First of all, that has nothing to do with you. And honestly, a man continuously asking another man about his sexuality kind of questions, what do you want to ask me? Do you want to take a nigga out? Huh? Well, is that what you want to do with Charlemagne? Because why is it such a concern? Huh? You ain't as concerned about your eye and the last 3 teeth you got.
I will agree. I think anybody having an interview and this is business, I think it's inappropriate or not professional to ask someone, are you gay? And talk about somebody else's bedroom thing when you are here to get interviewed and this is business. I just thought that was just like, okay. He has a lot of hatred towards Charlemagne, clearly. And I don't know, it's like a underlining, it's something there with Dame Dash and gay stuff. It really is. You can just sense it. It can just tell. It's something there because it's just, I'm not understanding. What was the point? I'm not getting it. All right, let's continue on.
But you worry about what Charlemagne like. Every single time it's a person in the media that looks like us, we don't want us to say anything about us, but we rather just let every other culture and ethnicity say whatever they want, and we never challenge it. That's corny. That's like being able to fight everybody in your house, but when it comes to people outside, you can't protect nobody. Come on now. Dame, your moves are starting to get really corny. Charlemagne has built a dynasty throughout the past 20 some odd years. You have been known to fumble the bag. So I'm not gonna lie, listening to this interview, it makes me question what is your real position in coming up here. Now, the person who you bring up there, the dude who you call your OG, respect, hats off to them. Because regardless of, even though he came up there with you, he did not make himself look like a fool and he paid homage to the Breakfast Club. Regardless of what you like to say, the Breakfast Club has paved the way for our industry. And they have. You can't take that away. Now, whether some ups and downs do sometimes they go overboard, absolutely. But for you to come up there and address the situation because you feel butthurt about what happened between you and Hove and everybody's seen it play out in real time, you can't try to change the narrative by going against the media. Okay? That's just corny to me. Okay? And we got to stop doing that. We need more.
Well, it looked like a lot of people didn't care for him on TikTok, but possibly on Instagram in the comment section, it just seemed like everybody was just talking about homosexuality. It just seemed like people really wasn't focused about Damon Dash. Everybody was just talking about homosexuality. That's about it. But let's move on and see what else is out here. We already seen him, talked about him. Let me see, is anything else out there? Okay, so this is more Democrat sided. He talks about people getting arrested for saying or doing horrible stuff to Charlie Kirk. Check this out.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott says this would happen to the person who was mocking Charlie Kirk's assassination at Texas Tech. FAFO. Fuck around and find out. That was his tweet after emboldening the situation and putting definitely picked the wrong school to taunt the death of Charlie Kirk. Thanks, Texas Tech. All because this sensational melodramatic post right here. It says, it's being reported that this demon who danced on Charlie Kirk's grave has been expelled from Texas Tech. She said, F y'all homie DEAD. They find it now. Peep game. This woman had... Charlie Kirk had been buried in Lubbock.
So this proverbial dancing on his grave to me is real crazy because he made millions of dollars being able to proverbial dance on folks' grave. So now you have the party that's against cancel culture, the party of freedom of speech now advocating to expel individuals from public institutions. Like I say, private company, because you disagree with their politics. It's a video with Charlie Kirk smirking, saying that George Floyd was taken out due to fentanyl overdose and that he already couldn't breathe before the person put their knee on the throat. Smiling, saying it.
All right, so people are calling out the the hypocrisy, and it is, so. Ooh, child. All right, so I do have another channel I want to let you guys know. It's called Glow Grace Era. Now, on this channel, it really has nothing to do with celebrity stuff or gossip stuff. I wanted to create a channel for motivational stuff, like a feel-good channel or something that picks you up if you're feeling down. So I'm just going to try to see if it works. It's a new channel. So I did a collab where I just add this stuff. One thing in my mind is like, stop being too nice. And I tell other people about that, especially my mom, because I think she has an issue with being too nice. I've never had an issue with being too nice. Could you guys believe it? I've never had that issue. I've never been too nice. Out of my whole life, I've never been too nice. I've never had that issue. But my mom has that issue. And I think my cousin has that issue of being too nice. So I was like, some people just need to stop being too nice, So I came up with this, but I've never had that issue with being too nice. I had other issues, but being too nice ain't one of them. But let's go.
What do the Bible say about being too nice? Mark 1:29 says, when we are too nice and passively accommodate others, we could very well miss what God has for us. Stop being too nice. Nice isn't of the fruits of the Spirit. I noticed that when you're too friendly, too nice, too kind, and too social, people start disrespecting you. They take your kindness for weakness and think they can walk all over you. People start underestimating you, thinking you're weak just because you're a good person. But the moment they push you a little too far, they're going to see a whole different side of you, a side they aren't ready for. If you're always being nice, always doing things for them, they'll keep expecting more and more.
Somebody asked me in my live the other day, how do you stop being the nice girl? And I was like, wow, this is a really good topic. And as somebody who's been the nice girl and got dogged, ran over, betrayed, talked too crazy, treated horribly, nothing was ever reciprocated, I got y'all. So the key problem or the actual question isn't how do I stop being the nice girl? It's how do I put my foot down from never putting my foot down? How do I guess, approach giving somebody an answer that they're not used to and then them trying to retaliate and saying I'm mean, I'm rude, I'm this, I'm that. That's really the question here. And I would say you just do it. You just do it. As somebody who would give somebody their last $5 and once they get around somebody else, they're calling me ugly, they're calling me broke, they're calling me this, that, and third, and then I turn around and do it for them again when they ask me for lunch money. As somebody who's
Hell no. Hell no. See, I've never had no issues with that, but I'm glad that I can be able to, other people voicing this and I can put it around because so many people can relate to her, but I can't relate to that. I'm more, and I don't want to talk bad about myself, but people have put me more in the selfish category. I have issues with being very selfish, I guess, and self-centered. So usually I don't think self-centered people are nice. They don't have to worry about being too nice, okay? And that's horrible. That's horrible. But we all have had critiques, like people tell us about ourselves. And what people have told me about myself, my issue that I need to work on is I'm very self-centered, and I think the world evolves around me. And I don't consider other people because I'm too self-centered. So with that being said, I've never gave nobody money and then they talk shit about me and they turn around and give them again. I've never had nobody just dog me out in words and stuff like that and I still be cool. I have people on the internet dog me out. And the reason why they say they dogged me out because they said I was a selfish bitch. And they just, I guess, disliked me or hated my guts at the time. And I don't mean to laugh because it's not funny. It's really sad. But let's continue on.
Really like been nice to somebody just for them to try to be nice to me, that has gotten me nowhere. And I would say I started putting my foot down in college. In college, I realized that a lot of these girls will just tell you something just to use you for it. Once you realize you're being used and that what you're doing doesn't really have purpose, even though, and it sounds so mean, but you giving them your last isn't going to do anything. You answering the phone when you don't want to talk isn't going to do anything. You giving them those answers when you said you wasn't trying to do that, it's not going to do anything. Like you inviting them places just because you want them to show up and you don't like, it's not going to do anything. Okay. And it sucks, but it's the genuine truth. So in college, what I did is I just started saying no. And I wasn't backing down. Like if I said something, when somebody would come to me and ask me for something because they knew they could, because they knew I would give it to them. Once I said no, sometimes I would start an attitude problem from their side, or they'll start like talking crap to my face. I'll be like, all right, cool. Instead of being like, okay, here you go, or no, I was just playing. Stand on it, 10 toes. Like that's what you have to do, and it just gets easier from there. Not everything has to be an argument, right? Not everything has to, just because they're arguing with you doesn't mean.
Oh, see, my mom, they call and ask her for everything, right? They never called me and asked me for shit. Anytime I've helped out people, I've always initiated it. I always say, I want to help you. I want to take care of that. But they have never reached out and asked me for nothing. I guess, I don't know. I guess I'm not really approachable or, I don't know. And I tell the people that I want to, take care of, I tell them like, I'm here for you. I got to constantly tell them, why you ain't come to me about that? You know what I mean? But I guess, I don't know. I guess I'm not approachable, or they don't feel comfortable asking me for shit, so I've never had those issues. So let's keep on going on, and because I got some other people up in here too.
Don't say sorry for an entire day, like not even once. Even if someone bumps into you, do not say sorry for a whole 24 hours. You'll realize how often you say it and start scaling back on apologize. 2. Take a moment before agreeing with someone. People who are too nice tend to want to please really quickly. The next time someone offers a plan or their opinion, take a moment, think about it, and then offer your opinion. You'll be much happier and much more assertive. 3. Say no more. People who are too nice tend to say yes way too often. Say no more and you'll end up avoiding the things that you don't want to do. 4. Acknowledge that saying no is going to make you feel guilty. People who are too nice tend to be kind-hearted, and saying no will make you feel guilty. But if you accept it, let it go, and say no more. 5. Let go of people who take advantage of your niceness. It'll be tough at first, but you will feel so much better in the long run. All for more tips.
Stop being nice. Being nice, actually being too nice, is one of the fastest ways to lose respect. Here's why. The assertiveness research shows that when you set clear boundaries and hold to them, people actually respect you more than when you just constantly are agreeable with them and do whatever they ask you to do. There are 3 things you can do to set better boundaries. Number 1 is called personalizing. You use I statements like I feel or I think, rather than blaming the other person and using you statements. It's easy to set clear boundaries when you say, I feel this, or I don't do this, or I do this. So personalize. Number 2, replace the phrase, I'm sorry. You don't have to always go around apologizing for everything. Instead, you can say something like, thank you for understanding. That assumes the other person is already going to agree to what your boundaries are. And last, bite your tongue and practice this. No. Remember, it's okay to say no. You don't always have to say yes to everything that everybody asks of you. Bite your tongue, as someone said, and say no until it bleeds. Ironically, the respect that you get from other people grows when you stop trying to please everyone and stand up
for your own boundaries and your own personal space. Save this video for when you need it, share it with a friend, repost it.
Person. I'm not. Why? Because when I was a nice person, I got ran over. When I was a nice person, I didn't set boundaries. Because being nice is very performative. It's like, I do this because it should be done. No, what should happen is people should fucking respect you. And the reason why you aren't healing is because you're too worried about being nice that you aren't calling space. Tell the people they hurt you. Tell the people that even though now they're better, that they caused you great fucking trauma. Tell people that, you know what, you actually don't respect me and I don't have to deal with this bullshit. Actually, you suck and I'm dipping. Stop being fucking nice.
Oh, I agree. Y'all need to start telling this to y'all husbands and boyfriends, okay? Y'all say they disrespect y'all so much. All right, y'all. I'm going to get on out of here. I just want to say thank you all for joining me and gossiping with me. Hopefully we can do it tomorrow. And today I did 3 lives. All right. All right. Love you guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.